The sprout revolution of the 1970s and its resurgence in contemporary health food culture has produced two champions that dominate the conversation: alfalfa sprouts, the delicate, mild-flavored sprouts that became synonymous with health food in the last generation, and broccoli sprouts, which arrived later on the strength of research identifying them as exceptionally concentrated sources of sulforaphane. The vitamin K comparison between these two adds a dimension to the alfalfa versus broccoli sprout discussion that tends to be overshadowed by the sulforaphane story. Alfalfa sprouts contain meaningful vitamin K for their size and caloric weight, approximately 30 micrograms per 100 grams, which in the context of a food you might eat in 50-gram handfuls atop a sandwich or salad represents a small but real contribution. Broccoli sprouts contain somewhat less vitamin K, but deliver something alfalfa sprouts do not approach: sulforaphane concentrations that are dramatically higher than in mature broccoli, estimated at 50 to 100 times the concentration found in the adult plant at comparable weight. Sulforaphane activates the NRF2 transcription factor pathway, inducing a broad upregulation of the body's own antioxidant and detoxification enzyme systems. The research on sulforaphane in cancer prevention, neuroprotection, and cardiovascular health is among the most compelling in nutritional science, and broccoli sprouts deliver it at a scale mature broccoli cannot match. So the honest comparative analysis places alfalfa ahead on vitamin K and broccoli sprouts ahead on essentially everything else that makes sprouts nutritionally remarkable. This is not a case where one product wins across all dimensions. It is a case for including both in rotation, alternating between alfalfa sprouts for K contribution and broccoli sprouts for sulforaphane delivery, rather than selecting a single champion. Food safety is the unavoidable and serious warning in any discussion of raw sprouts. The moist, warm conditions optimal for sprout germination are equally optimal for bacterial growth. Alfalfa and other raw sprouts have been implicated in multiple foodborne illness outbreaks involving Salmonella and E. coli, and the FDA has issued repeated advisories recommending that vulnerable populations, the elderly, immunocompromised individuals, children, and pregnant women, avoid raw sprouts entirely. For healthy adults, the risk can be managed through sourcing from reputable suppliers who conduct bacterial testing, thorough rinsing before consumption, and proper refrigerated storage. Home growing introduces its own hygiene variables. Contaminated seeds are the most common source of outbreak-associated sprout illness. Sourcing seeds specifically labeled for sprouting from food-safe suppliers rather than agricultural seed suppliers reduces, but does not eliminate this risk. The nutritional payoff is real. So is the responsibility to take the safety protocols seriously rather than treating them as overcautious bureaucratic concern.